Do you ever feel that planning and goal setting just doesn't work for you? Maybe you start the year with great intentions and by February that world domination plan's drifting, or perhaps like me, you made some bodacious goals at the beginning of 2020 that now seem ridiculous given how the year has wound up. But what if instead you had a structured vision for your private practice that wasn't rigid and enabled you to follow through on those professional and financial goals? Let's get started with the 3 things you need to be focusing on for 2021 success in your private practice. Many of us are rejoicing that 2020 is coming to an end because we survived it. But we can't just drift into 2021 hoping it's going to be okay, because COVID's taught us life's not like that. We need to be setting some goals for 2021, but what if that's not worked for you in the past? Well, I think as clinicians we should be focusing on 3 things this year, the 3 M's: money, marketing and me. And by me, I mean you, the clinician, the brand you. Let's talk about money. By money, I want you to sit down and think what it is that you need to earn in 2021. Everybody talks about earning more money, but actually this year is about recovery and new growth, not accruing more debt. So I want you to come up with a number, a new number, which is the number that you need to be able to live on comfortably. I'm not talking grandiose plans like the new yacht or sending 5 children to public school. I'm talking about paying the mortgage, making sure you've got enough money to pay the tax man, and yes, I dare say, putting away a bit of money in case you or a loved one gets sick, because you probably run your savings down a bit this year, am I right? And you might have new financial outlays about to happen. So if you took out a bounce back loan, they're going to want to start seeing some repayments. And yet, our spending has changed. Certainly this year, I spent loads more on bread making and majestic wine, but a lot less on going out and definitely not buying new fancy shoes. So your figure that you had in your mind before is going to be different going forwards. I want you to study what you're spending money on in your private practice. And I'm not talking about penny pinching. In fact, most of the clinicians I meet don't spend enough money on outsourcing tasks such as billing, doing the admin, typing, etc., etc. And that's frankly daft, because you should be using that time to market your practice. That's the only way your practice is going to grow. So I want you to sit and reflect on what you are spending in your private practice. Chances are you're doing more consultations from home, so you may be incurring less bills in terms of room costs and spending less money on commuting. Once you've got that number that you need to live from comfortably with a little bit of a safety net, I want you to retrofit that in terms of what you need to be seeing in terms of patient numbers. Again, this may have changed. So if you're a surgeon, you may be relying very heavily now on those outpatient consultation fees because you hardly did any surgery over the summer. Or it could be, hopefully, your private hospital is now open, freed up from the NHS, and you're waiting for a tsunami of patients, hopefully self-funding, to come in to help you pay those bills. So look at those numbers and reflect on how many people you need to be seeing. In my world, I see people in outpatients, and I know that I see 1 new patient and probably 3 or 4 follow-up patients. So I have an average patient consultation fee. Can you work that out for your private practice? And when you've got that figure clear in your head, you know how many people you need to be seeing each week, each month, each year. Let's talk about marketing. And by marketing, I'm not talking about paid ads, although they can work for your private practice. I'm talking about content marketing and connections. It's a great time of year to reflect on how well your medical website is serving you. Is it a stiff, boring catalogue of medical terms, or are you actually answering the questions that patients are asking? Are you getting out there on social media? Are you regularly blogging and vlogging? And very importantly, are you nurturing an email list? We'll be deep diving into this next time you and I meet. And the 3rd thing you need to focus on in 2021 is me. And by me, I mean you. You, the brand you, because you are a brand. And even if you work with other clinicians in your private practice, patients come to see you as the individual. So it's very important that you nurture that relationship. Now, many clinicians, especially surgeons, tell me that they're really afraid to be seen online and kind of getting out there because they're terrified of what their peers and colleagues are going to think. They're going to think, it's outrageous, he's working in private practice as well, which is completely daft when you think that they're very happy to promote their own private practices. There's enough for everybody. So I want to see more of you showing up online, more of you communicating in a way that's your style. Because even if you're not the first professor in respiratory medicine and there's been 50 more before you, only you can say it the way that you do. And patients want to hear what you have to say as the individual. So I want you to really think about the brand you, how you can bring that across in your online presence and how you interact with colleagues. I'm Dr. Catherine Smith at Private Practice Ninja, and I'll see you next time.